Great to see you. Thanks again for hopping on. So we're
Absolutely.
talking about the differences between the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine. So first, let's start. I mean, the clinical trial said that they are both sort of equally effective, safe and effective, about that 95%, 95%. But in terms of the ingredients of the vaccinations, what's the difference there? Is there a difference?
Not really. There's a slight difference in terms of which fragment of the RNA was used for the Moderna versus the Pfizer, but they use similar technology. The biggest difference, to be honest, are one, the Pfizer vaccine requires ultra cold storage to keep it, sort of preserved and usable until time to use it. The Moderna one does not have that requirement. And then the other thing is the time interval. The Pfizer one needs to be given 3 weeks after the first dose for the second, and the Moderna is 4 weeks. So those are kind of the two main differences. It is important that whichever one you got first, you get that same one for the second dose.
Mm-hmm. How much flexibility is there in that time frame in terms of the first dose and the second dose? I mean, is there a little bit of flexibility? Like, does it have to be 21 days on the dot, or?
Yeah, we're trying to have some flexibility there. It's, I think, generally plus or minus 2 days is the ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some other vaccine series where, if you're a month behind or a couple months behind, no worries, you can catch up. With this one, we're really trying to stick to that 21-day or 28-day window, depending on which vaccine. And by window, I mean, plus or minus a couple days.
Mm-hmm. And then in terms of who qualifies to get the vaccine, what is the low end? It's 18 and older for Pfizer, and is that the same for Moderna?
Yeah, the Pfizer was 16 and above, so not below that age, and I think Moderna will be probably about the same. I'd be surprised if the FDA puts any different restrictions on it from that standpoint. Of course, the real prioritization is based on your role in the healthcare system today, and so our first phase is really targeting healthcare workers who are kind of on the front lines, and then subsequent phases, which will be coming pretty quickly. I mean, we're talking about in weeks, not months or years. We'll be advancing that to other essential workers, high-risk individuals, and then the broader population probably in a couple months. So it's coming quickly.
Yeah. So, I mean, in terms of just how it has to be stored, it's really, there's no really other big difference between the two. I mean,
yeah, that's the big difference. And if you don't have the freezer that's needed to get those ultra cold temperatures for the Pfizer vaccine, you are able to store it on dry ice, and you just have to keep replenishing that every 5 days. You need to use it within 20 days if you're doing it that way, and that's not a problem to start with here. There's a lot of demand for the vaccine, but if you need to store it long term, it does need to be in one of those freezers, and in that situation, it can be kept for up to 6 months. The Moderna is just like a normal vaccine, requires normal refrigeration as virtually any other vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's interesting, though, because it seems as if there should be some really stark difference between the two if one requires such a drastic temperature storage and the other one can just be at regular refrigeration. But that's not the case, I guess.
Not the case, and I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. I don't personally know what it is. So it does create some logistical challenges, particularly with the shipping, as you can imagine, maintaining those temperatures. I know Pfizer and FedEx and UPS have done a phenomenal job of creating some unique technology to make sure it stays in those temperature ranges. And then, of course, once it gets delivered, we have to make sure that we maintain those temperatures as well until it's time to use it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then just last 30 seconds. I mean, we have a couple of things out that are side effects. I've spoken to a couple of people. They say side effects are just, typical, just like a flu vaccine, maybe a fever, maybe soreness at the site, maybe a rash. What are your thoughts about side effects that come with any vaccine, specifically this? If people are concerned about side effects, what would you want to tell them?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. It'll cause soreness at the site of injection, just like any other vaccine would. And then other common constitutional symptoms like achiness, feeling kind of fatigued, maybe having a low-grade temperature, those headache even, those are going to be very common. They're experienced with flu vaccine and other vaccines as well. those can be mitigated with Tylenol or acetaminophen. Um, that's, you know, a pretty common recommendation is take a little Tylenol for a day or two around the time you get your vaccine, and it should keep those side effects to a minimum.